Good evening, everybody. Won't be long until we have someone joining us to speak about Arsenal. Jordan Gibbs, football agent, will be joining us very, very soon. Just let me know if you can all hear me all right. We'll be very, very appreciative of that. Okay, what's that? First, I'm doing a TikTok live. Hopefully, it's going to be good fun. Right. Arsenal top of the Premier League. Obviously, 14 games gone. They are currently playing. They're currently leading Brentford by a goal to nil. They've lost one game all season in the Premier League. 14 games played. And they're unbeaten in their last 5. So this is going to be good fun. Right. I'm looking forward to this. Azora's live. Good to see. Good to see. Right. I am looking forward to this. It's gonna be good fun. Join through the invite you shared. Did I share an invite? I don't even know. I don't think I did. 33 points. And if you're interested, who's watching the Arsenal game? I'm good, Liam, mate. How are you? Saw you the other day briefly, didn't I? But hopefully things are going well, mate. Compared to last 3 seasons, where were Arsenal 14 games in points and wins and all good. Well, I got hope we win. But to be fair, mate, what I've been saying, and this is going to sound a bit mad, is I wouldn't mind if we lost on the weekend to West Ham. And I'll tell you why. Because I think what that win has done is just paint over the cracks. I think we're going to see it tonight. I think we're going to be caught out by a good Sunderland side. I think it's fair to say. So hopefully not. But these painted over the cracks and just, it's not worked. Slot's been done well, things like that. But how far can you go? Do you know what I mean? Right, here we go. 14 matches. Where were they? They were 15th. Okay. Well, you say, Daisy, you're good. You're good. Not long till Harry joins me, by the way. Is this even correct? Daisy, I need to send you something soon, actually, later on today. It was of a teacher from my old school. And, he's been a naughty boy. I think the same being talking to my mate. Mate, I honestly think that it's just painted over the cracks, as I said, and I just feel as if I think Salah is right to be benched, but he should have been benched earlier. And the reason why he's been benched is because AFCON's coming soon, right? So that's why. Thank you, Brad, for liking. Thanks for joining as well, mate. I've been told to do more TikTok lives. Now, I don't know if I should. Don't know if I shouldn't. You let me know. Come on, Harry Hennings. Get live. Hopefully he knows how to go live. Be a bit awkward if he doesn't, because that's the whole point of coming on. But, yes. Any questions, you let me know, guys. Oh, we're liking the live up. Oh, you too. You stop it. Stop it. Bradley and Daisy. 2 wonderful people, as Trump might say. Harry, what do I say to him? Start. Guys, it will get more interesting. We're speaking about Arsenal very, very shortly. Meant to be now, in fact. But live, and I can invite you. I believe that Harry thinks I've got a magic button that I can just press and all of a sudden his phone's gone live. I hope he knows how to go live. If he doesn't, I don't know what to do. Good evening, everyone. Uh-oh. Oh, good evening. Jordan, I think you're in here, right? All you have to do, Jordan, is start your own live, and then I can invite you in. Otherwise, you'll be in a small box in the corner. And Harry's having the same problem now. But I believe that's how. So yeah. Oh, AI's giving me a summary here. Arsenal versus Sunderland talk. Comment predictions. Yes. What's your predictions, everyone, for the game this evening? What can I do on here in the meantime? Is there like a goodie bag, a treasure box, polls and okay, I can do a poll, a quick poll. No, I don't, okay. Right, give me a smiley face. You think Arsenal are going to win? No one's giving me one. Come on, you got this, guys. You got this. Oh, got one. Okay, good. Yes, well in Daisy. Oh, Brad's confident. Brad's a confident guy. To be fair, Brad, didn't you say Arsenal were going to win the league? Don't know if that's going to happen now, mate, in all fairness, because I believe that City are going to come back. I really do. Who watched the podcast the other day that we dropped on the High Press pod? Let me know. There's one coming out about Harry Henning soon. Arsenal about to win the treble. Mate, do yourself a favour and do me a favour. Secondly, me. Oh, you watched it? Hey! Yes! Yes, Ben. Yes, Daisy. Daisy, did you actually watch it, or are you just saying that? I don't believe Daisy Barker sat down and watched a podcast about me. Arsenal are not... Brad, Arsenal are not winning the treble. Come on. Ben knows his stuff. And Ben, do you think Arsenal are going to win the league or not? I believe that's Marion. What are you saying? What are you saying? Did you genuinely watch the podcast? You dead seriously watched the podcast? I'm happy if you did. Yeah, I don't think Arsenal will either. I think they're going to slip up somewhere down the line. Not the trouble, but the quadruple. Jesus, bro. Well, you can't even win the Community Shield. Right, let's see this. Is it going to work?
Yes, mate. You okay?
How you doing, mate? You good?
Yeah, not too bad. Are you?
Mate, I did a podcast today at, where you came before, and it was a bit mad because we had the guest in, and I was pulled into like a last-minute board meeting. Or like a meeting, so I had to leave the test with Harry in there for a while, which is a bit awkward. But we're waiting for him. By the way, he's going to come into. He might end up in a small box, but I don't know.
That's fine. I couldn't figure out how to join. So.
Well, you would have ended up in a small box if you just requested. But obviously, we're going to speak about Arsenal and the season so far. You're watching the game now, right?
Yeah. Well, it's half time, so I just put the Liverpool. I was just making sure Liverpool weren't winning, and they're not, so that's fine.
Well, I hope they do win, but I was explaining to these guys earlier that I honestly hope that Liverpool lose somewhere down the line and Slot can just go. I just think we need something new.
Well, he's struggling now. It's his own team. I think you lot needed a centre back, and that was it. And
I don't mind doing a shift if they want me, but I don't really need me. Can't go that bad. Yeah, I've got the Harvey Elliott shirt, Ben. You are right, Jordan. There's a bit of background noise. Is that me? Have I got background noise, or is it you?
It's not me, because I've got nothing else on in the background. Well, I've got no other noise on in the background. TV's off. So,
guys, you let me know. Who is it? Me? If it's me, I must be doing something wrong. Let me know. Where is Harry Hennings? He's struggling to go live, you see. Is this your first time going live as well?
I've not. Yeah, on this account. Yeah.
Apparently, live's good. So let's see what it is.
Yeah. Do we win rewards? We got some rewards.
Well, if people are kind enough to gift, you never know. Right, let me just get Harry up and running. He said it won't let me invite you.
Shall I? Oh, I don't have him as a friend.
No, I don't think he's even gone live yet, which is probably the problem. Oh, hang on a sec. No co-host access.
Is that me, though? Is that
no,
me?
No. It'll be Harry.
Okay.
No co-host access. I wonder what that is. Let me see if I can invite someone who's watching the live. Maybe Harry's just going to have to end up in a small box. Let's see. We can start a match. All these buttons I've never seen before.
Yeah, I was quite scared looking at all the buttons at the bottom, to be fair.
Yes, I agree with you. I don't know what is going on. Sorry about this, Jordan.
No, that's all right, mate. It's all right.
Change my settings. I believe I've got the thing. Apparently, my live's restricted to viewers 18 years and older.
Oh, mate.
Restricted to viewers 18 and older. That is a bit weird.
Is that due to some of the nature of what you normally talk about? I don't know, mate.
Well, I like to hope not. Right, John Live.
I haven't had this warning, mate, so I must be quite safe.
You're putting me in the doghouse. Oh, we can't even join the live. Oh, hang on a second.
Is it anything to do with me because I invited you?
Let me see it. If you leave and I can invite you, because when you came up, it said something, but I just pressed continue, which I probably shouldn't have done.
Because I don't think I can add him, can I?
Well, I can't add him either.
Search. What's his name? I'll see if I can.
It is. Oh God, he sent it to me on Snapchat. It's Harold D. Oh, I've got it on here actually. No, I don't. I can't even see it.
We've got 20 likes. Is that good? I don't know if that's good. But...
Better than 0. I think. Well, how many people are in yours? Because I've got 2, but then I've got 723.
I don't even know how you check that.
It might be best then if we just run up a StreamYard. Which is a bit annoying.
Well, can I invite? If you know his username, I can try and invite him because I invited you. So it may be that it's me that's.
Let me get his username. This is the thing with TikTok Live. There's no behind. Everyone gets to see everything.
This is it. Yeah, this is what everyone tuned in for.
Oh, hang on a second. Right, so Harry, I think's here on the Boot Room account. So if I click on his name, I sent an invitation, so that should work. He's here in the corner. Harry, can you hear us?
Was he on the boot room?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Can you not see a box here?
Yeah, I can. I don't think he's not gone live though, is he?
No. But
so if he goes live, I think I can invite him.
Right. Okay. Harry, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, you're there.
I didn't realise I needed my glasses for this, Harry. Jeez.
Surely we can, Harry. So apparently, if you join, maybe can you go live on the Boot Room account, or is there no possibility to go live?
I can have a look.
Have a look, and then Jordan will invite you. All right?
Yeah. I'll see if that works. Somehow I'm in control of this. I don't know how. But...
Do you know what though? Bless him. He's always at the brunt end of a technical difficulty. Always. Even today we had the microphones, in the studio.
Yeah.
And the microphone just started spinning, and he's just looking at me, and the microphone just goes round and round. But oh God, well, I don't think it's worked because he's joined back. I've never seen someone in the corner be so small though. Harry, we can't hear you too well.
I can't go live on the boot room because I have to verify the age, and obviously I'm not. It won't let us. So.
Oh, you're going to be stuck in that corner then.
Yeah, not ideal, but never mind.
Get me binoculars out, mate. Don't worry.
Well, this is so strange because I've never seen someone be so small in the corner, but we're going to have to run with it.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, yeah, no, it is. I don't know why my live's been restricted or whatever it is. Who knows? Who knows? Right, anyway, Harry, is there any background noise on our ends or not?
No.
Okay, cool. Right. Well, I suppose, as we usually say behind the camera, you lads ready?
Ready?
Absolutely, yeah.
Why am I so bright? This is going to be the most interesting thing ever. Right, Jordan, then, speak to us about Arsenal. Obviously, you're an Arsenal fan, so what have you made of their start so far? What is going
on? Am I toning this down, or am I saying that we're going to
don't
win
tone it
down? We're winning it all.
Say as you please.
I mean, we just look good. I think, we trusted the process with Arteta, and I think it's starting to come true. I think we've taken a bit of stick over the last few years, whereas actually there's only one of the seasons that we actually did bottle it. The other two, we were never there in the first place. We were just in and around it. And I think, he's got a squad now of, I sort of think of it as probably remember City 5 years ago where they had 2 starters for each position.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what he's done. He's just mirrored that. We've got 2 starters that would get into most first teams now in every position. And I think that's the biggest thing. We've got, tonight we've got Saliba, Gabriel, no Gyökeres, Saka's not playing. If that was another season, one of them's gone and we're panicking, we'll drop points. Whereas now it's not even a worry. Odegaard out for 2 months, and Eze's just slotted in, and he's actually been better than Odegaard.
Well, Odegaard's not been too good at all in the last few times that I've seen him play.
No, since he had that, he was unbelievable 2 seasons ago, like best season ever. He got that injury early last season, and then he came back, and he just didn't look right. Like, he looked really skinny. He didn't look like he was moving. I don't know if something happened. I don't know what happened, but yeah, something wasn't right with him. But
it's difficult, though, obviously, as a Spurs fan, to see you not doing so well. It's really quite painful, but I suppose, look, I have to give you credit because you're miles ahead of us. In that North London derby, you absolutely battered us. We got 1 lucky goal, which was a fantastic goal, but it didn't put any sort of positivity on the score sheet. But Arteta did say ahead of the new campaign that he feels like he can go out there and end this trophy drought. And to be fair, you are looking strong in every competition. You're unbeaten in the Champions League. You've made some brilliant signings. So I have to say, fair play to you lot, fair play to Arteta, because this could be your year after all.
I hope so. We've been waiting long enough. But, I think he's just... I think we're quite lucky that he's been given time. And I think that's what you don't get in football now, is it? How many managers get the time to actually deliver on...
Exactly.
It's not a quick... football's not a quick win always. And Slot got a bit lucky with... he inherited Klopp's squad. But, it's not always a quick fix. And, I've said to a lot of people, everyone was saying we're, second place and all of that for the last 3 years. Well, we're getting bantered now as Arsenal fans that we're finishing second. Well, I'm all right with that because 5 years ago we were finishing 8th. So fine. I'll take that every year.
But you guys have spent a lot of money, and I'm just looking at the squad and the depth here. We obviously spoke to Alexi Rojas, who Gemini's given me as the 3rd choice goalkeeper. Harry would be quite pleased to know about. But in terms of your left wing position, I've always been quite keen of Martinelli, but it turns out that a lot of Arsenal fans maybe aren't.
He's a really frustrating one because I love him. I love watching him play, but he does, he has something where he just does. He's not very. The end product isn't always there, and I think that's the struggle with him. Is that everything else of his game's great. He's quick. He beat players. He's not scared. I think he loves the club. We've had him since he's young. But there's, if you look at the two, Trossard's he's not as nice to watch, but Trossard is, he's unbelievable. He performs in every big game. Whereas with Martinelli, you not always know if you're going to get that performance in every big game. And, and I think that's what's frustrating with him is that everything's there. It's just not always as consistent. But then beginning of this season, he's coming off the bench and scoring every single week. It's a weird one. I like him, but there's probably, if I was being harsh, there's probably better out there that you could have as left wing than Martinelli consistently.
It's mad though because when Martinelli sort of had that breakthrough season, I think back to that game when you drew 5-5 at Anfield. I think you lost on penalties. That was the sort of game. I might be wrong, but I think that was one of the games where Martinelli sort of announced himself. Because I think he scored 2 in that game in the first half. He went 3-1 up. And I said, from that moment on, give him a few years, give him time, because he's going to be a gem. And it's one of the most proud moments I've ever had, actually, because I called him out from the very beginning as a Spurs fan. He's always been a player I've always rated, I've always liked. Like as rival fans, you have those players that you can sort of appreciate. He's always been one of those ones for me. So, as much as I hate Arsenal as a club, I'm happy to see him do so well. Because obviously I knew the potential he had. But something else I did want to touch upon is your centre-back partnership because they're the best in the world, aren't they?
I think that I don't think there's a better two than them two together. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think you're right.
And the stats suggest it. With Ray has won Golden Glove last 2 years in a row. I mean, we don't talk about Timber much, but he had that season. Last season he got injured, or season before he got injured on the first game of the season and missed the whole year. He's slotted in. He looks unbelievable. He pockets everyone. No one can take him on.
Yeah.
I just think that back five in general is really good, and you've got good backup as well with who we've bought in the summer, and Lewis Skelly and Ben White, and it's a bit of a monster defence, really.
Well, yeah, and Hincapié as well is a fantastic player. Player.
And that Mosquera, I mean, I don't know how we picked him up for 15 million, but
yeah, bargain.
He looks unbelievable. He's like a carbon copy of Saliba. He's like Saliba Part 2.
He has gone off injured though tonight, hasn't he, against Brentford?
Oh, did he go off injured?
He did go off injured. Yeah, he went off injured. Timber came on for him. I think it may have been a precaution. I'm not sure, but he looked to be in a bit of discomfort. But who knows? I mean, obviously, hopefully for you lot, it'll just be a precaution, and obviously just saving him.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, Saliba's out, isn't he, as well? So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, hopefully. Otherwise, I know we've stacked of defence, but we might not have any soon. So
well, if they all get injured, you won't. I'm just looking at some of the results now with the scores. Leeds are beating Chelsea, and Arsenal are beating Brentford. Palace are beating Burnley, and 2-2 in the Brighton Villa games. Those are two big games. Oh, a few big games there. But going just back to my point about your left wing position.
What about the mid-table teams there, Jamie? You didn't mention anything about any other.
Well. I mean, we're luckily getting a draw against Sunderland, but I don't know how long that's going to last. but in all fairness, though, I mean, let's speak about Liverpool, because I've said, as harsh and as stupid as it sounds, I think if we lose, if we lost against West Ham, I think Slot gets sacked, right? So I was sort of hoping that he did get sacked, and we did lose, so he'd go and we could just start fresh and start new. I just don't think that there's a comeback for Slot now.
I think he's got the whole season. I don't think you're going to get. No. If you win the season on your first year, I think you get given time. I can't see him unless you had like a Spurs. Sorry, but a Man U or a Spurs last season where you finish. You're 16th, 17th. If he stays mid-table for a bit, I don't think anyone in the board at Liverpool will care. I think he's out of time. I think.
No, well, I can agree. I can see both sides of the story, but I think it would have got horrid if we lost to West Ham, lose to Sunderland tonight, and then even if we lost to Leeds next week. You know what I mean? I just think it's going to be a weird one. But just quickly on that left wing position, Trossard, I've never been a big fan of him, and I don't quite understand why you guys sign players that aren't of the best of calibre. Like, all right, Gyökeres is a great player, and he played for Sporting, but when you sign someone like a Trossard, it just didn't really make a lot of sense to me. But do you have a different opinion?
Well, I think when we bought him, we were looking at him, and we were looking at who's a left winger at Mudryk. And Mudryk was going to cost us 80, 90 mil, and he's unproven. Or you've got Trossard that you can pick up for 25 mil that's been doing it in the Prem the last 3 or 4 years. It's a really sensible bit of business. He obviously fits in with the team, the ethos, and I don't think there's a better left winger that you can buy for 25 mil. Now I've seen him play at that next level. He just does. He doesn't look very nice to watch. I don't. But and he's not quick. But I don't know. He turns players inside out with his little movements. And he's I haven't seen many people that can turn like he can turn with a ball, just his little feints and stuff like that. And I think 25 million. Who is there that you can go and get for 25 mil? I think.
Well, I'm a big fan of Doku, though. I mean, imagine he signed for Arsenal. I think he would have been phenomenal in Arteta's side. Like, I think he would have been one of the best wingers in the league. I mean, he's already right, but
I think Doku's a bit Martinelli-esque, though. Because he doesn't do it. He doesn't perform it each week. Like that performance against Liverpool the other week was. I love watching Doku, and against Liverpool he was unbelievable. Like, he looked like the best winger in the world. But I haven't seen that again in the last 2 games. And I think that's where he's not quite. He might get there, but I see him a bit similar to Martinelli, is that they're not quite consistent enough to do it each week. Maybe not level wise, but as in consistency wise.
Yeah, I think he's a bit on and off. To be fair, Doku. even though when he's on form, he is unbelievable. Like, as you said, that Liverpool game, it was one of the best performances I've seen from a winger this season in the Premier League by far. But then you look at their options, they've got like Marmoush, they've got Foden, they've got Silva, they've got options. But obviously Silva's getting on with age. Marmoush is more of a forward than a winger. So Doku is their starting left winger for a reason, right?
Yeah. And it's quite nice because it seems like Pep's not doing a normal Pep thing, which says, right, if you can't deliver a ball, then you've got to go back, and like he did with Grealish, he ruined Grealish.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, speaking about Grealish, he's been made a new man at Everton. I think when he first came in, he was phenomenal. He sort of died out a tiny bit. There's talk about him not getting on the plane to the World Cup. I would be disappointed if he's not on that plane. I think he's a really good player.
I think he's a really good player, and I'd have him on there, but I think he's not been in any squad, so that suggests that Tuchel ain't going to take him.
Yeah, I mean, but then some of his picks, like who's he picked recently? Which for me, Elliot Anderson doesn't make sense. I know that they're separate positions, but Elliot Anderson doesn't make a lot of sense. There's been a few other players that are just like, really. I mean, you've got someone like a Grealish who's experienced and good enough in these tournaments. But sort of as a side note, Jordan, actually, away from the football, is what have you been doing personally? I saw you've been doing some running recently, right?
Yeah. I done a couple of marathons in April. Done that, and then sort of taking a bit of time away. I'm playing quite hot, sort of a decent level of pool now, so I'm sort of taking that a little bit more seriously. I'm still got the agency. I'm still running that. So it's it's all, as always, it's all systems go.
Yeah,
go my end.
Well, I need to be taught how to play pool because I am so bad. Until about the age of about 14, I kept just rolling the ball rather than using the cue. So it shows now when I get smashed by my parents who are like top class.
But happy to have a game at some point, mate. No worries.
Well, I'm sure you'd win.
Should be done. Yeah.
Although I'll try my hardest, but yeah, you probably win. Talk to me about the marathon though, because I'm keen. How do you actually prepare yourself mentally and physically to run a couple of marathons? You said.
Yeah, I mean, I've done 3 previously. Done London 3 times, but I've always done it sort of 2 years apart because it is it's. I mean, if you've been really black and white, but it's horrible, So it's the whole process is a horrible process from the 5, 6, 7 months of training. I think that's what I've always noticed is that a lot of people don't realise what actually goes into it.
Yeah.
You're out running 3 days a week during the winter, and going up to, you're having weeks where you might do your easy run is 12 miles. You've then got a sprint run, and then you've got a 22 miles to do at the weekend.
Oh,
you're doing that's just that's the warm up. And I think I trained a little bit differently this year because I was doing 2 in 2 weeks, which I've never done before, and that was crazy and stupid and painful. So I think over the sort of 4 months I trained for it, I think I did about 450 miles in training over the 4 months. It was it was a lot.
And what's your like post? So after you've completed the marathon, obviously maybe if you're going to run another one like you crazily did, but once you finish and there's nothing else, what food do you look towards? Because for me, I'll be refilling the system. What would you be having?
I'd always go pizza. That's my go-to after just the biggest. I did the first one I did this year was Paris.
Yes.
So as soon as I finished, sort of got home, showered, just about able to move my legs, and then I just sort of hobbled along to the nearest pizza place, just sat down and just ordered the biggest pizza and the biggest sides that they had. I was
people do that before marathons or before like big sporting events. Pizza's quite a common option. It's like carb loading to get all the carbs in you. I mean, it's something that's very common with athletes. So is that something that you consider before an event as well? Like before a marathon, or is that only something you do afterwards?
I definitely, on that sort of week lead up to the marathon, they suggest that you'd sort of carb load, as you've said, but they try and advise you to keep to sort of healthier carbs like pastas, rice, rather than your doughy sort of stuff, obviously a little bit more unhealthy. I think ultimately it doesn't really matter, but I tried to stick to what in my head was healthy, but it's so hard because I don't eat a lot of carbs sort of day to day, I'm just sort of more meat and veg, and that's sort of what I do. So like the lead up to it, you're eating pasta upon pasta, and it's actually quite difficult to try and eat it all when you're not used to eating it all. I know some people it sound like heaven, but
well, it depends on what you're having in the pasta. And was it plain pasta? I'm guessing,
or just some sauce and a bit of meat, or a bit of cheese. But there's only so much of that you can keep eating.
Are you a fan of sausage pasta? That's actually a really underrated dish of mine.
Fantastic.
I do, yeah, I do like it.
It's nice, and also if you have carbonara, you can have it like if you have a cream one, you put sausage in there as well. That's 10 times better.
Yeah, it's a good. You're making me hungry now, mate.
Well, I've just had my dinner and I'm a bit hungry myself, so that's fine. John, the last time you came to speak to us, it was obviously quite heavily based around the agency. So, any updates in that? Anything you want to tell anyone?
Not massively. We're still building. We're still, I've had, I suppose, since the last time, brought on another agent. So, got someone else working with us now. So I think I saw you in January now, nearly a year ago.
Well, it was about February, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe you should come back in a couple of weeks. Who knows?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to do that? Because I was thinking, I wanted to have you in the studio, but with time off work, I didn't know if you'd be able to do it.
Yeah. I anytime in the new year, I'll be able to. I'll be able to find some time, mate. Yeah.
We'll sort that out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think it's very much just sort of continuation from where we're at. I'm still trying to build. We've still got big group of people that work with us and our scouts and whatnot. And I think it's just trying to just find that sort of just trying to push on to the next level now. It's really what trying to do in the background. I got to do another one of them charity football days, which was really good. So I feel a bit. I've been quite lucky with that. Is that that's 3 years in a row they've invited me back, and it's up in Leeds, so it's all like ex-pros, like Corrie Stars, Emmerdale, and then there's me, and I'm like, well, I'm an absolute nobody in this thing. But they asked me to come back each year. There was I think they had 1,000 people watching this year, so it's getting bigger each year as it going. So.
Well, you're there for a reason, aren't you? I mean, if you've been asked to go back at least 3 times in a row, you're there because you're Jordan Gibbs.
Well, that's it. And not that I don't think everyone knows me, but yeah, I've obviously left my mark from the first time that they keep inviting me back, and I've already got my invite for next year, so I'll be there for a 4th year in a row. So
book that hotel.
It was good this year because I got one of the guys that sort of leading stars in Corrie. I managed to give it. I played a lovely through ball over the top to him, and then he chipped the goalie. So I was able to do a bit of a video with that, and that was good fun. So, but yeah, it's been just another sort of steady year for us, really. The players that we've got on are really developing well and performing well, which is always good. But there's also some tougher days in there. As there is with whatever we do in life, it's not always roses every single day, but we're still growing and hoping to just push it on in that 2026, really.
Well, as Harry sort of mentioned, I know I'm no one special either, but there's a reason why I invite you back onto these podcasts is because you provide a great conversation. Actually, speaking of which, look what I've got in front of me here.
Don't sell it. I don't know you're getting anything for it.
I wasn't planning on. In fact, I've got a few up here, but I ran out of things to hold it up, and I've got you and Trisha Patel over there. And I always tell Harry, obviously, as I mentioned on the podcast of the day, that you sort of kickstarted like my personal journey because you contacted me on LinkedIn, and I was a bit of a donut and didn't think about contacting anyone when I was connecting with them. But I always tell Harry that, like, obviously what happens, it's going to be hard to explain, but what happens in life is what happens in life, right? So when I think about my podcast, I can only think about the people that I've spoke to. But every time it's Jordan Gibbs and Trisha Patel and Adam Thompson that always stuck in my head. And they're like 3 big interviews that I've done. And obviously I speak in third person to you, but it's been great to have you on.
I'm sorry that I'm forefront of your thoughts, mate. I'll apologise for that now.
No, honestly, it's really good fun to speak to you. So let's get back to the reason why we're mainly here is to speak about Arsenal. And I'm starting to think that Arsenal have potential to slip up this title race. Obviously not from a Liverpool fan's perspective, but there's always room for stumbling.
Oh, for sure. And I'm sure, I'm sure it's not going to be easy all season. And naturally every team has a dip, even your Cities and Liverpools years ago when they're running away with it. There'll be a dip somewhere in there. I think the difference this year is that we look like we can find a way to win. We were called, Corners FC or whatever, we're Set Piece FC, but then we've scored the most goals from open play in November. So, we've got a little bit of everything. And I think that's the difference, is that Arteta's been building this project. Whereas we can, if you want long throws, no problem. Yeah, we'll get Calafiori on the long throws. We'll put Rice and Saka on the corners. Or we can play really nice one-touch football to get around. Or if we need a bully, we'll just put Gokares on and just let him just, bully people. I think we've got that mix now where I think even if things aren't going, like the Chelsea game, I think is a really good example from Sunday. I mean, we were bad in terms of our performances that we've put in this year, and we've still come out of a point out of our nearest rival at that point. And away at Stamford Bridge isn't an easy place to go. And we've got through that. We've got through Liverpool, and we've got through United away. And we've played City, Spurs. We've got through a lot of these big games already. Beat Newcastle away, we haven't beaten Newcastle away in, I think it was 10 years or something like that. It was something ridiculous. Yeah. And it's starting to get these bits now.
And it's those sort of seasons as well, though. Sorry, when those stats finally swing in your favour, that's usually you go on to actually make it count and win things. Like if you've not won at Newcastle for 10 years, but this is a year you do, then ideally for Arsenal, from an Arsenal standpoint, that's the year you go on to make it count and win the league, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm hoping that that all the stars are aligning from what he's been doing over the last few years. That it's now, if our front four aren't performing and it's not working, he can literally put on another front four that's just as good as the first front four. And I think that's the difference this year, is that he has literally pretty much got two players for each position. I think he's figured out a way to find a way to win, no matter how. I think he's finally taken a bit of the handbrake off as well. I know he got the City game. He got ridiculed for that, didn't he? When we, saying we're playing with the handbrake on, but we've got away with a draw against City, which is always if you don't lose them games but you win the others, they're the ones that win you the title, aren't they? And I think we're slowly getting there. Although I did find it funny because obviously everyone hates Arsenal if you're not Arsenal. So when City were playing with 10 behind the ball and defending a 1-0 lead. Well, we did exactly the same at their place, but we had a man sent off. And everyone rinsed us for sitting back for the second half. And Pep's has done exactly the same, but with 11 men. Yeah, and it was cool. It was genius. It was,
Yeah. Do you know, I'm a big fan of the Emirates. I've been there a couple of times. And in all truth, the reason I think that separates most stadiums, aside from the Emirates, is the fact that the Emirates is quite circular, obviously. And I feel like there can be an atmosphere built. And I feel like it's harder to happen at a stadium like Anfield, where it's just one corner of the ground, just one stand. Speaking about some results, though, you're going into the last 15 minutes. Leeds are winning 2-0 against Chelsea.
2-0, yeah.
Yeah, and Aston Villa have got a goal against Brighton to make it 2-3. And Liverpool are being, I don't know how they're being, but they're probably not performing too well.
Well, they were 2-0 down as well, Villa, and they've come back to lead 3-2. Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Do you lads think that...
Big result for Liverpool, that, Jamie. You're not drawing against a team in the top half. That's a good result.
Well, I've not seen that happen for quite some time. Probably Arsenal was the last time that happened. But I'm just looking at some of the stats here. 7 shots against the 5 of Sunderland, and we just haven't found the back of the net with only 3 on target. Look, I think this season's been a calamity. But Harry, we were just saying, Jordan thinks that he's going to get the whole season. I just can't see I think if it continues, he's got to go.
But it's so tough because, as Jordan said, he literally won you the league last year in his first season. But yes, he did have sort of Klopp's style, and he's still Klopp's players. He made the slot signings this season in bringing in Kirkes, Frimpong, these sort of players. And on the most part, they've actually been quite disappointing. I think Wirtz is finding his feet. Ekitike was good from the beginning, but Frimpong, obviously, he's been injured, so again, that's very hard. But Kirkes pretty much awful since he's joined. But look, I mean, at the end of the day, teams go through these rough patches. Teams do fall off the year after they've had successes, but you can't be. I just think, for me, a big thing's always been too reactionary. Like, you've won more than you lost, so To put it simply,
Yeah, but
you're
we're
not in a
Tottenham,
bad.
though. I think that's the point, right? We don't want to win 15 and lose 14. Like, I think
No, I understand that, but
that's not even correct maths. But you get where I'm coming from.
no, but look, I mean, you are the holders of the Premier League. Effectively, you won it last year, but that adds so much pressure that you won't even understand into trying to defend that crown, if you like, for the next season. Because teams are going to improve. Arsenal, they but they could have won it the last 2 years in a row, but they didn't. You won it last year, and again, it was tight last year. But this year, as we've seen in the Premier League, anyone can beat anyone. The league is so tight at the moment as well. That again, I think there's an example that I mean, I'll get the table up quickly now. So there's 3 points that separates third and sixth. There's 2 points that separates 10th and 5th. So literally, if Everton were to win the next game, Palace lose, then they would literally swap. So it's so tight.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right? I think what happened last season compared to this season, it's just been more caught out. The fact that we are losing more games is down to bad luck as well. But we're looking at Slot not changing his system. He's now finally benched Salah for the first time, the last 2 times, but for the first time in ages. And I just sort of feel like he's a bit scared to do so. I think Konate should have been benched. And things like that. So that's what I also think separates Slot from Arteta, is the fact that Arteta seems to have a bit of an atmosphere and a bit of a buzz and the connection with the fans, but I feel like Slot doesn't, which is why I think Slot's on his way out, and I think that's partly due to his relationship with the fans. Jordan, what do you think about that? I think that having a relationship with the fans is so important.
I think it is. I think whoever went in to replace Klopp was going to struggle because Klopp had a weird real bond with the fans that that not many managers have that. That was really special, which I think is quite hard to beat. Anyway, it's a little bit like, I suppose, if you think when Wenger left Arsenal, but Emery is an absolutely unbelievable manager, but whoever went in after Wenger was going to struggle.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's only now until we've given Arteta, because even when that first sort of year or two with Arteta, a lot of the fans were calling him to go. But we've given him time and we've trusted what he's sort of set out in his plan, which now looks like the right, obviously the right decision. But he could have easily gone first year and a half, and the fans, most of them would have wanted that. But I think he's. What he's done is he's sort of got this is the first time I think the Emirates has been like a proper fortress. It's always been. It's not really ever been that since we moved in. But now we don't lose at the Emirates. Like, that's not the fans are behind us. It's a really good atmosphere. But I think Slot struggle. Anyone would struggle to replace Klopp. I think think getting Isak was the worst thing that you could have done, but it was the thing that anyone would have done. If you've got Isak available, no matter how much he costs, you get him. But you needed a centre back. That was the priority. You've got Ekitike, who looks unbelievable, by the way. He's slotted in perfectly. He looks great. But you're now you might actually ruin Ekitike's next few years because you have to fit in Isak, because you've just spent 130 mil on him. And I think that's quite tough. And I also I was sort of listening to something the other day, and I was sort of something I didn't really think of was that I think that one of the biggest things that happened was, unfortunately at Liverpool you lost Jota, and that in terms of emotionally to the people, all of the players are gonna, that's gonna have hit hard. And actually, that could be playing a big part in why they're not performing as maybe they did last year. Is that they've just lost like a best mate that they see every day, and it's something I didn't really think about until recently. And I thought, actually, hold on a minute, that if there's 25 of you that all spend every day together, and now someone that was liked isn't there, it could be quite hard hitting for a lot of them.
Yeah, 100%.
I was going to mention about what is holding Arsenal back, because I know that you guys haven't been too good in the Champions League. I don't think you've ever won the Champions League. Is that correct?
That is maybe correct, yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Well, I had to triple confirm, because I couldn't believe it. I thought Arsenal were too good for that to happen. But so when is the Champions League going to return, or not return? When's it finally going to land at the Emirates?
Well, I mean, we look good this year. You know, but then last year we were a couple of Donnarumma saves away from making the final. You know, we got to the semi-finals last year. Arteta's had 3 years in the Champions League. He's got to a quarters of semis, and now whatever happens this year. So again, he's on the right trajectory to getting it. And we weren't far off of PSG last year. You know, that was a very close game, and whoever won that was going to win the final against Inter.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think there was a real opportunity last year, but didn't quite make it. But I think we also forget that we smashed up Real Madrid.
Yeah,
every single human being that wasn't an Arsenal fan was saying how much we were going to get battered.
Yeah,
every single person.
Even after the first leg as well, though. People were saying that there was going to be a big remontada comeback at the Bernabeu, and there wasn't one. No. You lot did fantastically well. I mean, it was 1-1 in the end. No, it was 2-1 to you lot. Yeah. So 5-1 on aggregate. The first leg was obviously just a walk in the park for you, and then I mean, you started well, and then was it Martinelli who scored the second at the Bernabeu? Yeah,
late on.
Yeah, just a fantastic, a great finish. Yeah,
sprint down when no one else is there.
Yeah.
You know what? I loved how Real Madrid tried to audition it as if they were guaranteed to come back. Even Ancelotti was like remontada with this eyebrow up in space. But it was an interesting one. I would like to see someone new win the Premier League, but I like Arsenal, but I just don't have that. There's just something missing, and most Arsenal fans, well, we're all human beings, right? So you're going to like some, you're going to hate some. But Harry, who would you rather, City or Arsenal for the title?
I could answer that.
Is that even a question? Is that even a question? No, sorry, Jordan, but no. I mean, it has to be City, doesn't it? I mean,
I'd be doing it if it was Tottenham, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what though? I think football rivalries are the most weirdest thing because Harry is. You're Brentford, right? At the same time, Harry. I'm just trying to get this into perspective.
Mum's Brentford, Dad's Spurs. So it's always been very awkward with sort of pleasing who and siding. But my family believe at heart I'm more Spurs. I mean, I probably would have to agree with that because I feel like I'm more passionate when watching Spurs play than Brentford. But I am. My family is split 50-50. So.
Jordan, you're not a season ticket holder of Arsenal, are you?
No, you can't get one of them, mate. I've been on the waiting list for 10 years now, and I'm still 25,000th.
Oh my word! Do you know what? I managed to get a Watford season ticket a year after I applied.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, mate.
Yeah, no, right. Have you ever been to the Vic or not?
Watford?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been there a few times. Yeah.
Good ground. Harry was slating it. Harry was saying, "What did you say, Harry? You said it wasn't a nice ground."
No, did I? I don't think I did.
You said it looks great outside, but inside it looks disgusting.
Well, I don't remember saying that.
You did say that. You did say that.
Okay, well, if I did, I don't think I meant it quite to sound like that. I'm just not a fan. Do you know what? I don't recall it, so I don't think I can comment on that, to be honest.
You're denying the accusation.
Sounding like peak Arsene Wenger there, when he used to, when something happened in the game, he'd come in the interview at the end, I didn't see that. No, I didn't see that. No.
Believe me, Harry said it with passion, and it upset me because I think Watford are going to get to the Premier League sometime soon. And I hope it's this season, but I don't know when. Do you watch Watford or not?
I've watched games of them. I can't say I go out my way to, but I've got a few friends that are Watford fans, so I normally keep an eye on the scores just for them. So.
Well, it sucks to be us because we don't win away from home, or we don't win games in general. Really, we seem to draw quite a lot now. But what I really like about them is specific players can really make or break. For example, Harry and I are big fans of Imran Louza, and I sort of feel as if he goes, I might sort of disconnect with the club. I'm not going to lie.
Makes sense. He's been there for ages. It would make sense for you to feel that way because he's a captain and he's been arguably the best player. He's been that magician for 4 or 5 years at least.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's natural, isn't it? With anyone that's at your club for a bit of time, you get like this loyalty towards them, and and then if they leave, it's like a bit like Trent.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring that up. I don't know if it's still a source.
No, well, I was always maybe a bit spoiled, but I was never really a big fan of Trent, especially at the end. I think his defending was diabolical. I think we all could have done a better job than him. I couldn't understand. And you know what? With it, Jordan, do you disagree or agree to this? Right? When we signed Isak, I couldn't get my head around the fact that he wasn't match fit. I couldn't understand it.
I can understand it because he hasn't done any pre-season.
Yeah,
He's just been sitting around waiting. It's probably the wrong thing to say, but if I was Liverpool, I would have, with how he acted. I don't know if it was him or it was, unfortunately, his representatives that have guided him to act like that. But it was actually, I would have actually just pulled the plug and said, no, we're not. If you're acting like that, if that was the way, Arteta's definitely not. Arteta would have pulled out of that because he doesn't like that sort of character within the club. If we think of, all of the people that he hasn't liked, who they are, like, Aubameyang is a good example. Just got rid of him. He was our best player.
yeah.
Just see you later. Don't care. And I think there's a little bit of that with Isak. It may have just been that he was advised to do the wrong thing by whoever it is that looks after him. But I think he went about it completely the wrong way. And, it may be a bit of karma now that he's not performing.
Yeah.
I think sometimes these things work their way back round, don't they?
Well, I think it serves the club right, in all fairness, because I think that we went after Ekitike thinking that Isak wasn't going to side for us. And it sort of goes into what you said. We signed both now, and it's like, what the hell are we going to do with two of these very good strikers, right? Isak's probably going to be great, right? But I'm just not confident about the way that he acted. I just think that if Madrid come calling in 2 years' time, is he going to have a big temper tantrum again because we're not going to let him go? I mean, it's a weird one. But when people say he wasn't training with Newcastle, two things. That was his decision to not train. And the second thing was, if you're a professional footballer, not as in professional full-time, if you're going to live up to a high standard, you should be training and putting the work in away from the pitch. That's what I couldn't get my head round.
Well, it's a tricky one because the club's obviously, he's in a contract. So, he chose to sign the contract with Newcastle the year before when he re-signed a new 5-year deal or whatever he did. At the time, he was happy. But I understand it from a player point of view. I just think there's a way to go about it in the right way. And I just, I thought it was a bit ironic considering that Liverpool, not all fans, but, Trent was absolutely slated for how he acted. And he acted perfectly. He couldn't have done, in terms of wanting a move, he didn't stop playing. He played a big part in winning you the league. He did all of the right things.
It was really, really harsh, I have to say. Like, when he got subbed on, I think, and he got absolutely... Like, I think half the ground was applauding, half the ground was the opposite. It was just boos ringing out everywhere. I just thought... But I think people were slightly forgetting just how much he actually committed and contributed to Liverpool over the past 5-6 years. I mean, he's been there since he was a kid, and he's literally given everything for that club. He's been the best right back in the world for consecutive seasons as well.
But why couldn't he have signed a contract and then Liverpool sold him for at least like 20? I mean, we ended up getting rid of him for, what was it, like 15 or 10 million or whatever. But I just sort of felt as if, it was a weird one for him to sort of start learning Spanish, buy a house in Madrid, and just sort of like planning his move prior to him leaving. I just thought that was, I think, the part that really upset fans.
I loved it. I thought it was great when he did his language.
That's right,
because he'd been planning that for a long time.
Yeah,
but I think he didn't let it affect how he was performing on the pitch at all. And I think that's the biggest thing. He did everything professionally in the right way. I mean, he's won everything at Liverpool. He's been there since he's a kid. His best mate plays for Real Madrid, and Real Madrid have come. He's going to get paid loads more, be in a nice city. Not saying Liverpool's not a nice city, by the way.
Nice
weather. Nice heat. Nice, you live in the dream, ain't you? There's probably going to be a point where Saka's just scored.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But there's going to be a point, probably, because Saka's so young, where he wants to go and try something else in his, and you can't hold them back if they've done, if they've done everything they can for the club.
That's the thing. Like, you want to hold them back. That sort of selfish, connection you've got with them because they're a club hero. But equally, you need to think of it from their point of view that they've done all they can, or not all they can. But equally, that their career doesn't last forever. They need to go and get experience elsewhere and try and make a legacy for themselves in a different league.
So it's a bit like the Saudi money and stuff. I know it's died down a little bit now, but when the players are going out there to sign for Saudi clubs, if you're talking it just as a monetary value rather than the ethos, if someone's offering you 4 times your yearly wage to go and work somewhere else to do the same job, you're probably going to take it.
Saudi has died out properly, hasn't it? Actually,
yeah, it's definitely not as booming as it was, but I think that boom was partly because of the World Cup, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, and actually speaking about the World Cup, obviously with Trump in charge, there's always a story, but I've just seen Saka's goal. I don't think it's anything stupendous. I think it's a pretty bad goal. I think the keeper should have saved it.
Yeah, goal. Keller's made a.
Oh, it's Keller there. Jeez. Oh my word. He's probably best off staying at Liverpool because I don't think Alisson's been up to scratch, and Mamadashvili certainly isn't pleasing me too much. But so let's speak about the World Cup then. Obviously, England going into this. I'm guessing Morocco haven't qualified, have they?
Yeah.
Oh, they have.
They got to the semi-finals last World Cup, mate.
Yeah, I remember that because that was off the back of me going to Morocco. But you haven't qualified for the African Cup of Nations, have you?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, you have. Got it all wrong.
They're like one of the top African clubs, Morocco.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm a big Moroccan. I've been to Morocco many times. It's a great place. What's your percentage of Moroccan?
I'm half Moroccan, half English. I just happen to be wearing the shirt now. I support England really, but I've got the shirt for just in case. It came in handy the last World Cup where England lost in the quarters, and then I could wear the Morocco shirt for the semis. So
yeah. Harry, have you ever been to Morocco?
No, but it's definitely on the bucket list, 100%.
Jordan, you went the other month.
I went in June. Yeah, I went for a week in June. Yeah,
and obviously I love Morocco. I think I get told we've been there many, many times, but just the atmosphere of the country. Where did you go? Did you go to Marrakesh?
I've been to Marrakesh before. I went to Agadir this year.
Oh, of course you did. I remember you said we went to Agadir once. Did you enjoy it?
I did. It was a lot. It's a lot more chilled. There's a beach there. It's more. Marrakesh is like busy, whereas Agadir was a bit more chilled, bit more calm. So that's quite nice for a week.
Well, was it an all-inclusive? Was it an Airbnb?
No, I just did a hotel. Wasn't all-inclusive. It was my first solo trip, so I didn't want to do all-inclusive because I thought then I'm probably not going to leave the hotel. There, and I didn't want to do that. So,
well, going there, obviously, it differs from person to person. But how did you sort of not overcome it? Because I don't know what you were thinking prior, but to go alone somewhere, like you're just you and your thoughts, right? So
yeah, I was a bit. Be honest, I was a bit nervous going, because I've never, it's quite a big thing to go on holiday for a week by yourself abroad. I'd never even been abroad by myself really. So but I loved it. I loved. I think if I sort of look back at it and I think, well, if you went with someone else that you wanted to go with, it would have also been nice because you got someone else to talk about it with and reminisce on the things that you did. But actually, doing it solo was really good. I got to do loads of excursions. I met a lot of people, and I wasn't, you wasn't thinking about what does someone else want to do. You just go and do. I could do whatever I wanted at whatever time, and that was it. You weren't worried about someone else, and that was quite a nice thing.
For sure. I was also going to say something, but I have forgotten. So I want to know if Harry's got anything.
Yeah, well, there's plenty. I mean, one thing I did want to ask you actually was if this year does again prove to be a trophyless one, is it time for Arteta to go? It's a tough one, isn't it?
It's a horrible question.
I'll give you the answer no, because it's the gift that keeps on giving. Second place every season, yeah?
Personally, I wouldn't get rid of him.
Okay.
So personally, if we finish second again, got to the semi-finals of the Champions League, if that's then the new low, I'm all right with that. That's a good low.
Well, yeah, to be fair.
And that's how I see it from where we've been. I do think if he doesn't win it this year, then I don't know that there'll be a year that he does win it. I think if he doesn't do it this year, it's maybe just he's not going to.
Yeah.
The squad might maybe he's not the right person to quite get that over the line. But personally, I can't. I wouldn't get rid of him if we were up there for everything again and just didn't quite get there. I'd keep him personally, but I think most Arsenal fans would say he has to go, and I think he would go. I think that would be his time, but I personally wouldn't necessarily want him to go.
And then
what would you rather win, the Champions League or the Premier League? Obviously, because you've never won the Champions League, so or any European trophy, I don't think, but who knows?
No, you are right. No. Thank you for reminding. I mean, the Prem's got to be. We haven't won it for 21 years now. You know, the Prem's got to be number one. It's the hardest thing to win. You're doing it over 38 games. You know, I think that's priority. I was thinking the other day, though, because no one's ever won the Champions League, it'd be a bit of kudos for Arteta in his CV to be able to have, I've won Arsenal's first Champions League. So if it, you know, I think we're going to run deep in both of them, personally.
yeah,
But I think the Prem's got to be priority. I think.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm always keen. Sorry, Harry. I'm always keen to speak to you and all these players about playing abroad. And obviously, you're an agent, right? So you hear about these stories from abroad. And I spoke to someone in Thailand, and I love hearing these stories. Even like Danny Reed, for example, when he was in Lithuania. Have you got any interesting stories or any updates of players who are playing in some more rural places?
I mean, you do hear some story. You know, you get some. You know, your players think they're turning up to one place and then it's another. And, you know, I was talking to one player that was sort of sold the dream by someone of going, I can't remember where he was going over to, somewhere like Eastern Europe. And he's turned up and there's like 8 players sharing a bedroom. You know, it was it was really shafted. And it's obviously tough for the players because they don't know what they're, you know, they think that they're getting one thing, they take the leap and go abroad, and it maybe doesn't work out to be exactly what they were thinking. So I suppose there's a bit of a gamble in there, especially if you're not at the top level. Then there's even more of a gamble because there's, you know, you sort of, you know, it's not as it's not in your contract on that one.
Something I did want to say though actually was I'm not a big Arteta fan at all, but I have to give him credit for when he took over. You look at your team, particularly defence. You had Saka at left back at the time. You had players like Socrates and like, you know, just a very Mustafi, Holding, Chambers, like Maitland-Niles, all these sort of players who obviously, yes, they on their day that they're all right, but now you look where you've come now. You've got Lewis Skelly who can't start a game because you've got Calafiori who's that good. You've got Timber, you've got White. Hincapié was one of the best in Europe for Leverkusen, but he doesn't start because of how good Gabriel is. So you must be just so impressed with how far you've come defensively, because for me, I think the Raya plus your back four is your strongest department on the pitch.
For sure, and it's a weird one because I was actually really gutted for Ramsdale when we let him go. I thought he's just got us the Champions League. Now we're getting rid of it. I felt really sad for him.
Yeah.
But it ultimately was the right decision to do because he, you know, I think that year, that was the year that we did bottle it, and a lot of the points that we dropped were from his mistakes, with it being back passes that didn't quite work out. Yes. And Arteta's seen that and fixed it, and now we've got probably arguably one of the best goalies in the world right now. You know.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
You know, not trying to be too biased, but no, it's obviously worked.
Yeah, and then you've also got to bear the question, well, actually, how many goalkeepers are there that's better than Raya? Because there's not many, to be fair.
I think all-round game, I don't know many that, like if you think of like Donnarumma, for example, like shot stopper, unbelievable.
Yeah.
But he you know, he's not going to play out from the back perfectly every time. He's, you know, whereas Raya seems to be able to do it all. He's, you know, he pulls off these worldy saves, but then he can also play football. You know, it's a bit Edison-y, but maybe a bit stronger in goal. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'd say that's fair enough. Yeah.
But I wouldn't put him in centre mid. But Edison, I would put in centre. I'd have loved. I was waiting for one day with Pep just to chuck him in centre mid and just say, "Go and play in there." And I think he wouldn't have looked out of place at all.
I put Scott Carson in goal.
Finally get us running.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, Jordan, a bit off topic again, but about FIFA. I know that you obviously bought the new game.
Yeah.
As Harry and I also did on the same day, and I don't know if I regret it, but how have you found it?
I mean, I haven't played it for a few weeks. I've been quite busy, but you know, I only really use it for Ultimate Team. Is all I.
Okay.
That I don't use it for anything other than that. So, but ultimately, each year they're quite similar, aren't they? You know, It's a little bit like when they bring out a new phone. Yes, it's the newest phone, but really it's the same as the last one.
Yeah, it's true.
Nothing's really changed.
Well, we were going to say, so are you good at FIFA or not?
I'd like to think I'm okay.
What division are you in on Ultimate Team, roughly?
I think before I was in 4 or 5 before they reset the seasons. They do that every 30 days.
It's annoying that. I'll tell you what though, let's do a tournament. Me, you, and then winner takes on. Oh, who takes on who? I reckon if Jordan's the best one, Harry versus myself, whoever wins that, play Jordan in the final.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm up for that. No problem.
All right, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Let's do that because Harry and I often play, but then we always find ourselves with no one else to play with. So we can do that and see who's the ultimate FIFA player.
Yeah, I need to practice first. So let me. I've been rusty.
Well, I need practice as well. Even though I play pretty consistently, I need practice myself. So yeah, Harry, you've got a few games lined up, but I don't know if you wanted to ask anything more about the old Arsenal.
Well, I do. I'm just trying to work out what we've covered and not already. Oh yeah, the Bayern Munich game at home. I was really, really confident that Harry Kane would go and score at the Emirates and provide an upset, but he didn't. And again, it's just down to your fantastic defensive line. That there was a youngster, Carl, that scored for Bayern Munich, who looks fantastic. He's 17, isn't he? Really, really good young player. But yeah, you beat Atletico Madrid 4-0. You've beaten Bayern Munich 3-1. In Europe, you've just been fantastic, and it's really hard to look at the table and see Spurs here and Arsenal here. But I suppose sometimes you've just got to put all the rivalry aside and just admit that you are miles ahead of us at the moment. And would you say that the North London derby summed that up?
I think so. I think you're always a bit nervous going into no matter how sometimes form doesn't matter, and you can sort of get lost in the emotions, and the team that's doing well that season doesn't always win, but. There was not one part of me going into the game that thought, "Oh, I'm a bit nervous here."
No,
because I just think at the moment we're levels apart. But but even going into the Bayern Munich game, we get spanked by Bayern Munich every single game. That's just it's written in.
Yeah.
We don't beat Bayern Munich, and Harry Kane always scores against Arsenal. These were the two things that
written in the stars.
That are guaranteed, and we made. They were unbeaten all season in all competitions. They hadn't lost a game by Munich.
No.
They didn't lay a glove really on us. It was fairly even first half, but after the second half, we turned up. Just cranked up that level which we've got now, and Arteta seems to do that. He seems to go a bit soft first half, and then he just does something at half time that just G's them up a little bit. And I don't think Bayern Munich had a shot on target in the second half.
I think you're right. Actually, I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah.
And that's that's a Bayern Munich team that are unbeaten all season. And they definitely missed Diaz. He was definitely a big miss. Just like for I think Liverpool missed Diaz. I think that was.
They do. Yeah. Jamie, would you agree?
Yeah.
I think I think you probably just needed the money to be able to fund what else you wanted to do. I'd assume.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I think there's better choices. I mean, we haven't really replaced him as far as I can think.
Well, you haven't, and that was what, and when that was why I wasn't too nervous. Although Liverpool spent a lot of money this year, when you look at, you haven't replaced what you've lost. So it only takes an injury up the top somewhere that you're a bit short. And you've only got 2 centre-backs. One of them's head's already in Madrid. He hasn't, and the other one's legs are gone. And he now looks, it's a bit of a weird. I was talking to my brother about this because he's a Liverpool fan, so we'll often have a bit.
Is he still at Hull?
Yeah, he's still scout for Hull. Yeah, he's still up there.
Yeah.
And I think your biggest, when you had them 3 last January that were out of contracts or coming up, you had Van Dijk, Salah, and Trent. The one to sign up there was Trent. He was actually the most important one to tie back down to a new contract, I think, over the other two. Because I think the other two, they're both at an age where they're going to start decline. Salah showed that, second half of last season, he wasn't there. And he's brought that into this year. And Van Dijk's definitely not the same centre-back that he was 3 years ago when he was, he was probably the best in the world.
Yeah, 100%.
He's not now he just stands there and or waits for someone else to do something.
Yeah, it's so true. I've never seen someone flap so much that he's so consistent to a bird. But look, let's speak about the World Cup then, the squad for England. Give me yes or no's, and I don't really care about number, like how many we have in the squad. I just want to see if you pick them. So, Aaron Ramsdale.
I'd have him as a backup goalie. Yes.
Okay. What about?
I think he's second. I think he's second choice for me.
Oh, okay. What about James Trafford?
I wouldn't have him in.
No, nor would I. What about Nick Pope?
I would have him probably third.
So you wouldn't have Dean Henderson?
Ooh, that's tough.
I think if you're going on recent form, I think you've got to have Henderson third and Pope doesn't make it.
Yeah, I'd agree, but I wouldn't have... who is it? I wouldn't have Ramsdale as a backup. Not a chance. I think he's the most inconsistent goalkeeper I've ever seen. I'd rather have Scott Carson on the
I'd have Henderson as a backup.
Who?
Or maybe Henderson too.
Henderson as backup, pick for number one, and then bring Pope for the third. I think. For me.
I mean, we're reaching a cool time, right? Because I think that it's going to be Pickford's last World Cup, Maguire's last World Cup, Alan Kane's last World Cup. Would you pick Trent? Because I know that he's not had the best of starts in Madrid, although I think he scored recently.
If he's fit, he gets in the squad for me personally. Yeah, I don't know if he starts, but he gets in the squad for sure.
Trent, 100%. Yeah, he has to be in there. I mean, the crosses that he can whip up out of nowhere is something that other countries don't have. It's something so simple that we've got, but it's such a lethal weapon.
Okay, well, I probably agree with that. Luke Shaw.
If we've got fit left backs, then I wouldn't take him personally.
Yeah. Well, the other left backs would probably be Kwanzaa could probably do a shift there. Livramento and Miles Lewis-Skelly.
Lewis Skelly, he Tuchel looks like he loves Lewis Skelly.
Yeah,
because he starts him every game. But he has come out and said that if he doesn't play first, if he's not getting minutes at Arsenal, he's not going to make the team. Just put a bit of pressure on Lewis Skelly now to decide what he does in January, because I think he might be looking to go elsewhere to get the minutes because I think if he's playing each week, he starts for England. I think.
But what level does he go to? Is it Championship or is it still Prem?
No, Championship.
Well, I'm not. I think he's a great player, but I've not seen too much of him. But the glimpses I've seen, he's been good. So that's why. What team would have him?
Anyone. There's no one else. He could slot in at left back at any other team.
Not us.
No, I don't think. I don't know if it's go to that sort of level. I was thinking a little bit higher up.
Okay, yeah. So Liverpool, right? Well, Sunderland maybe Sunderland. You know,
he's better. He could. He won't go to a direct rival.
No, of course not.
Liverpool. He's better than your two.
Yeah, no, I probably agree with that.
Which is surprising because I thought Kirkes last year was unbelievable, by the way, but he doesn't look anywhere near the same person.
He honestly looks like the biggest opposition player in disguise. He is the most. He gets yellow cards every game, and all he ever does. I mean, maybe he tries, right? But I mean, anyway, I've got no good words to say about such a player. Harry Maguire. What about him?
Yeah, he goes all day. Should start, and he should go.
Yeah,
he is one of our. He's Man U's best centre back, and he's one of England's best centre back.
Yeah,
which finally makes him one of the best centre backs in the world by that estimation. Right? I think he's phenomenal. I think he's a brilliant player.
He's massively underrated. Where he's been used as a bit of a scapegoat at Man U over the years is you can't play him in a back four. He's too slow to play in a back four, but you play him in a back five, he is unbelievable. Game in, game out. He's a solid.
So consistent.
Yeah. And for England, he's always great as well.
What about Burnley's finest, Kyle Walker?
Just before, sorry, mate, but just to let you know, Sunderland have just scored.
Oh, wow.
Who scored?
I don't know. They're just doing a little sleep celebration at the. I was at Anfield as well, wasn't it?
See, maybe it wasn't the best time to say because now I'm going to go on a rant. Now, I honestly think Slot should go after this game. I honestly can't see. It's another game lost at Anfield if we lose, right? I mean, if it stays the way it could. I just don't see this man.
Talby scored.
Talby, okay. He scored at Stamford Bridge. He's the winner at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Well, and nobody scored. Honestly, our team's a mockery under that man. He should leave. He should honestly do the right thing and resign. Do you not? Am I a joke or am I being fair? I don't know. I just think that he should not be staying after we lose to Sunderland.
I mean, I mean, Sunderland, by the way, this year are unbelievable.
Yeah, they are. They are.
You know, but you still shouldn't be losing to Sunderland at Anfield.
I know some of the we've got Van Dijk, Konate, Alisson, Gravenberch, McAllister, Wirtz, Gakpo, and Isak, and Szoboszlai on one side, and yet we can't win.
What's even better, Jamie? You're gonna like this one. Is when Van Dijk turns around to not tackle, and it just when he did that one the other week where he just sort of turned around and just put his arse out.
Yeah.
He did exactly the same here, and it's flicked off of him and gone in.
See, but it gets to a point as well where if I'm Slot, I'm thinking about benching the whole back line at this point because none of these players have been good enough.
No, I think you're a bit unlucky with Konate because I think his head was turned by Madrid.
Yeah.
Because he's in his last year of his contract, isn't he? And
Yeah.
I think they've obviously touted him out.
Yeah.
He looked unbelievable last year. Yeah, he was class.
But Van Dijk was, he had his issues last season as well, but I think he was still very, very good. I honestly can never get my head around, it's going to sound woke and probably a bit ridiculous. I don't get why we ever got rid of Nat Phillips. I think he was phenomenal. I think he was a great player. No?
He never. I didn't have him as a great player.
Oh, no. I thought he was the player that I want in my team would be Nat Phillips.
He gave 101% each time he played, to be fair.
Look, I don't know how long, Jordan, we've got left, but we're going to do a game.
I'm not in any rush, mate, so...
Okay, cool. All right, let's carry on with this England side then. What about Kwanzaa?
It's hard, isn't it? Because when players go... I think Tuchel likes him because he picked him, didn't he? So I'm assuming he's in the squad, but I wouldn't start him.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's about the calibre of player, right? You don't want to give Kwanzaa his first start the other week in basically a friendly, and then give him a start in a World Cup. I can understand it, but if you're looking for a big imposing side, I think Kwanzaa sort of has to be in there. Midfielders, would you select any of the following? Jordan Henderson, Adam Wharton, Alex Scott, and that's not the one who's just come out of the jungle, and Morgan Rogers.
All of them but Alex Scott.
Yeah, I would probably rather have the commentator than this guy. I've not been too keen of him, and I'm honestly not keen on dropping a player like Jordan Henderson and bringing up someone like an Adam Wharton and Morgan Rogers and an Alex Scott. I think you're overloading the whole team with. We're not a youth club. We're England. Do you know what I mean?
I definitely have Henderson. Henderson wouldn't be anywhere near playing. By the way, I wouldn't have him anywhere near that pitch, but I would have him in for his experience for sure. I wouldn't play him.
But by that logic, then why couldn't you just convert him if you like into bringing him as your backroom staff? So you're not wasting a position on a player like him. Would that make sense?
That's where you're coming from, yeah. But I don't think it's possible because he still plays for Brentford.
He's still an active player, isn't he? Yeah. I don't know that you can do that.
True.
But I have him in the squad for sure.
Without getting this too draggy, so Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Watkins, or Bowen?
Who do I think will go?
Yeah, and who do you want to go?
Foden will go.
Yeah.
He likes Bowen, so Bowen will be in the squad, I think.
Oh God, yeah.
I wouldn't play him, but
no.
I think he'll be in the squad. Who else did you say? Grealish, I don't think will make it because he hasn't picked him at all yet.
And then Watkins.
I think that suggests. And Watkins. If you're going on form, Welbeck should be in that squad.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Based on form, I couldn't disagree with that.
Based on form, Harry, you'll be there soon, right? With your 5 goals in one game, whatever it was.
Yes, thank you very much.
Right, Harry, guide us through the game then. How many have you got?
Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3.
No. Go on, sorry.
3, but I can obviously come up with more on the spot sort of thing. So it's a who am I? So we've got a few bullet points per player, and obviously I'll read you one out. If you think you know who it is, go for it. If you need another clue, then I'll give you another one. So
you need to do a weird buzzer noise or anything like that.
Yeah, do a noise. What noise?
What should we do? Like a beep.
Okay. Harry, am I against Jordan for this, or is there a quiz after where I'm against him?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, we'll do Jamie v Jordan. JVJ.
Okay, what's my buzzer noise? What was your one, Jordan?
Well, I did go with the beep, but I'll stick with that.
Okay, I'll go for. I don't really know. Any suggestions, anyone?
You got to make your own one up, mate. I can't give you that.
Okay.
Well, hopefully you're not going to need it. But I have a feeling that you're going to be quite good at this, Jamie.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I had a brief look, but I honestly can't think of my buzzer noise. Beep. What's the opposite of beep? Boop.
Honk.
Yeah, honk. Okay, I got it. Let's go.
Okay, so the first clue. Okay, we'll get straight into it. First clue for this. So, player number 1. The first clue is I am a midfielder. Again, niche, so it could be anybody. Mm-hmm. Second one, I'm known for long-range strikes and interceptions.
Honk. Is it Declan Rice?
It is Declan Rice. Yes.
What? Wow. How did you get that?
I'll be closing the laptop. Don't worry.
That is 1-0 to Jamie. Okay, second player. I can play across the front line. Is the first clue. Second clue. I'm a forward who presses constantly.
Oh, honk. Is it Gyökeres?
It is not Gyökeres.
Are these just Prem players, or are they just general anywhere?
No. This is Arsenal. Just Arsenal.
I didn't. No one set me up with it. I'm racking my brains around anybody that does anything.
We should have made it clearer. Apologies. Third clue.
Martinelli.
No.
I think I know.
Saka.
No. They've not played. They've not played. No. They've not played for a while. So I'm going to read you a third clue. Rack your brains because this is quite a good clue. I've won multiple Premier League titles before joining Arsenal, and they're currently at Arsenal.
Jesus.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Right, now I know that we're talking Arsenal.
Okay, yes, that was right. Okay, so third player. First clue. I'm French.
Honk Saliba.
Yeah, that probably wasn't a great clue, was it?
We haven't got many French players now. So.
Exactly, I thought of that. Okay, 2-1. Poor clue there.
Yeah, that was.
I did have a fourth, but I'm not sure I can find that now. Okay.
You can't give us a quiz with 3 questions. I mean,
no. Well, the thing is, this isn't meant to be a quiz. This is meant to just be a game, like a short thing to sort of finish off with. But obviously, we jumped into it quicker than expected. I can get 10 questions in the meantime. If
sure.
Change the subject.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Sure. Jordan, speak to us about changing clubs. Would you ever change to be a Watford fan?
I've got to be honest. I wouldn't change from Arsenal.
Never.
That's my team. So I definitely not changing. Calvert-Lewin's just made it 3-1 to Leeds against Chelsea.
Oh, that's a big game. That is a big result as well.
Well, and that's why I've got a few Chelsea mates, and I've said that I'm not concerned that they're challengers this year because that team's too young.
Okay,
they're just too inconsistent to be up there at the end of the season.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. Had I told you about my own opinion, I would have said Chelsea are pretty good. But judging by your aspect, I agree. I think that in fact they are pretty inconsistent thinking about it. But
will they be good in? It went in 3 or 4 years' time when they're all a bit older and they've all gelled. I think they're going to be unbelievable. They bought so many good players that it's all got to work.
Yeah,
but I just don't think. I think they're too young. Well, the season shows it, doesn't it? They can beat. What big teams are they beating this year?
Chelsea, wasn't it one of them?
Liverpool.
Oh yeah.
Chelsea beat Liverpool, didn't they? This year.
Yes, it did 2-1.
Sorry, they did.
Yeah, last minute Esteval. So they can go and beat Liverpool, but then they can lose at home to Sunderland. Or go and lose at Leeds. Or losing at Leeds.
But look at this table. I think Villa have been under the cards. They're third in the Premier League, 1 point off Manchester City. I mean, I hate to say it, but they are in a title race.
Well, they definitely. I mean, they started awful this year, didn't they? Yeah. They lost the first few games. They didn't buy anyone in the summer. You know, it didn't look good for them, but they've pulled it around a little bit. I think even Watkins scored tonight. He hadn't scored in about. It feels
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Do you know what though? I've just seen Liverpool. So I think this is updated. So if we lose tonight, it'll be our 7th loss of the season. That's as many as Nottingham Forest, who have had what? Is it 3 or 2 managers? It's three managers, and we still can't. You know, we've lost the same amount of games as well as Fulham. We've lost less games as Bournemouth. Lost less games than Tottenham. Sorry, lost more games is what I meant. I just don't think it's been a great season, and I do think Soch should do the right thing and call it quits tonight. Harry, have you got that quiz ready?
It's almost ready. Almost ready.
What is it? AI coming in handy.
ChatGPT quickly.
half of them are my own knowledge. Yeah.
Of your own knowledge.
Well, ones I thought of off the top of my head.
So there's no ChatGPT on your end then?
Still a little bit maybe.
But yes, to answer your question, Jamie, I'd never change from Arsenal. That's my.
How long have you supported them?
All my life since I was old enough. Cause I was born in London. No one in the family was an Arsenal fan. That was just a team that when I sort of got old enough to understand football, that was who I was drawn to, and I just stuck with them. You know, and
sorry, but where did you? So in London, where did you actually grow up?
So I was born in Westminster, but lived in Brixton.
Okay.
For 5 or 6 years, and then we moved into where we are now in Hertfordshire, and been there ever since. So
what a place Hertfordshire is.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? I don't think a lot of people understand what Hertfordshire really is. Just outside London. No, you can get into London in a couple of hours, an hour. Brixton's an obscure one. Like, what was it like to live? I've never been to Brixton, so what's it like?
Well, I mean, I was only little, so I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember too much. I know, you know, I think it's just like anywhere in London. There's probably, you know, good areas and not so good. But I mean, I'm here, so
that's all that matters.
It obviously wasn't that bad.
Yeah, Westminster is quite the place. So you're literally born in the heart of London. Yeah.
My mum actually worked in a hospital in Westminster as well. So she, you know, that was that was where I hung out for first few years, was at the hospital, I think.
Oh yeah, of course, that makes sense. Do you know what? Hospitals are a pretty weird place, because I was speaking on the podcast actually. When I went for my mum's heart operation, I went there, and I've got to give credit to these the people that are working around the clock to like keep other people alive. It's mad.
Yeah, they definitely don't get enough credit for what they do. Anyone that works
and also for someone like. We're animals, right? We're mammals. For a mammal to understand the science and everything behind saving someone's life is miraculous. It's mad. And they were even saying about what's happened.
Yeah. You want to sit down for this, mate? Wirtz has just scored.
Oh, okay. There we go. We're back in the game, are we? Jeez. Let me get Twitter up. Let me see this goal from who? The Sunderland guy. Never heard. What was his name?
Talby.
Goodness.
I think Talby.
Yeah, Talby.
Was Wirtz's goal any good or? No.
I mean, it looked like it took a big deflection, but.
Right. Well, I'm seeing this Van Dijk Disney motion now. God, we were all over the place for this goal. Oh, yeah, that's not great.
Yeah, Wirtz has took a massive deflection that's looped over the goalie, but.
Well,
sometimes you need a bit of that, don't you, when it's not quite.
I think we need more than a bit of that. I think we need a lot of that, actually, to try to say we might get relegated at this rate. You know what I mean? But at least, here we go. Oh, no. Right, Harry, surely this quiz is now done.
Yeah, 2 questions to go. I'll let you know when it's done. I'm just making it, just refining 2 questions.
Okay.
You got 10 minutes left of the game, so you never know. You might come back, mate.
Well, you'd like to hope so, wouldn't you? Is this his goal? Oh, well, he's looked all right apparently in the last. Look, I'm not going to lie and sit here. I've not watched the last few games. I've been bitterly disappointed. Well, he probably shows I'm a bit of a glory hunter, but I strongly deny all accusations about that. But I did see Isak's goal. I wasn't too fond of the goal. I thought it was pretty easy finish, but I'm being told otherwise.
I think it is. I mean,
I'm expecting Isak to score that.
And I would, but Isak, you haven't got last season or the season before Isak at the moment, so. I think that was probably just what he needed to get some confidence, because especially with strikers, they're confidence players, and I think that he needed something just to kickstart him, I suppose. Although he hasn't obviously followed it up yet with tonight, but you spent. It's also probably tough that you spent. I couldn't imagine a whole club spending. Imagine someone spending 130 million pounds on you, like just saying, right, I'm going to give your owners 130 mil because that's what I think you're worth. Like, I wouldn't know how. There'd be so much pressure.
Yeah. I mean, even if I was personally given 130 million, I wouldn't know where to start and how much to spend or what not to spend. But it's a weird one. I was going to mention about charity work, but I didn't quite know where to start the conversation. I was going to ask about, obviously you've done the Leeds charity, and things like that. Obviously you've helped me with my work in Kenya personally as well, and obviously with Morocco as a whole. This is no pressure towards you, but like obviously we know like there's children in Morocco and things like that that don't have the equipment and things like that. So is it? I think I know the answer to this, but would you branch out to Morocco? Would you ever do some bits over there?
Yeah, I'd always like to, and I think it's funny you said it because I've actually just in contact with sort of a men's mental health charity in the UK at the moment to look at if we can get something with JSAC and them as a bit of a partnership for, I think it's something that I'd love to get involved in. I think it's, especially within sports and football, I think it's a really big thing to be able to help people with, because it is, it's a big, that mental health side of things is it's a big one within men's especially. And I would like to, I'd like to think we've managed, we've got over 10,000 sort of followers on all of our social medias and stuff like that. So I'd like to think that, thank you. I wasn't looking for for anything there, but what I did think was actually, if I can do some work with some charities, then actually we might have enough reach that it might actually make a difference somewhere.
And I praise that because there's there's loads, right? But in my perspective, a lot of people want to help out children in Africa or in Europe, but they don't quite want to help out people outside their door. And I was explaining this to Harry, literally over there, I'm seeing 12 boxes, like, like a box when you're moving house, like a big box, brim with tops and boots, like shorts. So like I did in Kenya the last couple of years. And I don't quite know what to do with that. I was contacted by a few people in Morocco, actually, about going out to help them. So, I mean, I think you could potentially help us, if you would like to. And so I've got loads of kit. The unfortunate thing is I can't give out this kit to people in the UK, which is a bit of a kick in the teeth.
Yeah, no, mate. If you, I'm here for any work like that, mate. I'll help out as best I can. So
appreciate it. And the last thing I want to say before we go into this quiz is Harry and I were actually speaking about doing like an IRL, so like an in real life video with us against football players. What do you think about that? Do you think you'd be able to give us a shout?
Yeah, I don't know what you need from me, but I'm sure I can. I'm sure I can try and help as best I can.
Well, I want to see you if we can make it happen. I want to see you with the boots on. I reckon you're a midfielder, right?
I can play centre mid. Yeah.
Okay. Well, where's your actual position?
Centre mid.
Okay. Cool. Well, we'll have to start something up, hopefully.
Good to know.
Yeah, I can get. I don't mind getting the boots on. You let me know when.
Come on, Harry. You run us through the quiz.
Right. Okay. So it's 10 Premier League based questions.
Yep.
I imagine you'll stick with the same sound effect.
Yeah. I'll stick with my beat.
Perfect. Okay. So getting straight into it. Question number 1: who is the second top scorer in the Premier League this season?
Oh, honk! Danny Welbeck.
No.
Welbeck. What? I wonder who it is. Honk. Igor.
Yes, it is Igor Thiago.
Yeah.
God, I thought it was Welbeck. And I said Welbeck. It's Welbeck, isn't it?
Yes, that is correct. I think what we should do though from now on is if you you get it incorrect, you're frozen out. And then
I do. Yeah. I wonder why someone will have 15 goes, wouldn't they?
Yes. Who would that be? No.
Okay, question number 2. As of tonight, how many points do Arsenal currently now have in the Premier League?
Honk, 36.
Incorrect.
B. 39.
No.
34.
No, open now. So whoever gets it will get the
Well, I
point.
could just go 31, 32, 33, 34.
38?
No,
I'm only going with 30s because you said 30s, Jay. I know.
it is in the 30s, just not as high as you might think.
33.
31.
Yes, 33 is correct. Yeah, that's 2-0 to Jamie. Okay.
Home advantage.
Question number 3 then. When Liverpool and Arsenal met earlier this season, who scored the only goal?
It was Soboslai free kick.
That is correct. Absolutely right. 2-1.
Great free kick.
It was.
It's an unbelievable free kick.
Fantastic free kick.
Mad.
Okay, question number 4. Now, rack your brains to this one. So, April 2023, Arsenal-Liverpool drew 2-2 at Anfield. Who was a player who overhit the pass to Saka that could have sent him through on goal?
Martinelli.
That's correct, 2-2.
It said that I've watched that video, I don't know how many times, and if he plays that pass right,
I brought it up.
I think we win the league. I think that wins us the league. That
100%. 100%. Okay, question number 5. So, in the Premier League this season so far, which goalkeeper leads the league in save percentages?
Honk. Dean Henderson.
Incorrect.
B. Donnarumma?
Incorrect. Open now to either of you.
Honk. Leno. It was Leno last year, but
Not Leno.
Who's been unbelievable saves-wise?
it's not Raya, is it?
No.
We haven't conceded many shots.
Yeah, that's true.
Is Vicario?
Unfortunately, it's not Vicario.
Okay. He does make a lot of saves, though. That's one thing
He
I'll
does.
give him. He's a good shot stopper.
He is. They're massively overachieving. That's the clue.
Who's that sub goalie that you had in for ages? Mamadashvili.
No, it's not him.
Is it Matt Sells?
No, but you're getting.
last year.
It's not Matt Sells, but you're sort of getting nearer to like the sort of like less thought of club who it could be. He's been fantastic this season.
But the team haven't been.
No. I said that they've massively overachieved. The team have been fantastic.
The Sunderland goalie.
His name?
I don't know.
No. I'll give you that.
I'm looking
Robin
at him
Roos.
now, but I can't see a name on his back.
What's his
But
name?
He's
Robin-
pulled off some worldies, isn't he?
Robin Roofs or Ralph. So however you want to
Ralph,
pronounce it.
yeah.
Harry, it's giving me flashbacks to when I was always leading the quiz and then I lost it every single time.
I remember that very well. Yeah.
3-2
Yes,
by the way,
correct.
Jason.
So Jordan was 2-0 down. He's now 3-2 up. Question number 6. How many clean sheets does David Raya have so far?
Honk.
B. Oh, you got
Jamie.
that first go.
Okay, I'm going to say 7.
Oh, you're correct. Yeah. 7.
Oh!
Yes, that is correct. 3-3. Well played.
Thank you.
Okay. Question number 7. How many games did it take Erling Haaland to reach 100 Premier League goals?
B. 112?
Oh, so close.
113.
No, wrong way.
111.
Yeah,
111. Oh. I knew
4-3
it.
Jordan. Yeah.
Knew it is there.
7, 8, 9, 3 more. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Quickest ever to 100 in here as well.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Okay, number 8 then. Which 2 Premier League players have a joint for the top assists this season?
Good lord.
B. Is Rice there?
He isn't.
No, I was thinking Corn.
Honk, is it Sabozlai?
No.
No.
You
Good.
haven't scored any goals, have you?
Oh, leave it out. Well, I think 2's a bit hard.
Is Haaland one of them?
No, not top assisters.
He's got quite a few. He got 2 just yesterday.
Yeah, he did, but these 2 players are a joint with 5.
Right, where? Okay, what clubs? What clue can you give us?
That's different. Okay, one of them is a captain of their Big 6 club.
Well, you class Tottenham as a Big 6 club, right? So
Well, we are a Big 6 club.
Fernandes? Has he got 5?
Yeah, that's one of them. That is one of them.
And is the other one? Does the other one play for another top Big 6? A Big 6 club?
Yes.
Odegaard, no.
No, he didn't play. I was thinking Eze.
No. Surprisingly, it's a Spurs player.
Kulusevski.
No, but you were near with the letter.
Kudos.
Yeah. Kudos and Bruno Fernandes. It's 5-3 Jordan. Jamie, you need these last two to equalise.
Okay. Where's the mute button for Jordan, by the way? I just gotta...
Question number 9. Which Premier League player has actually missed the most big chances this season?
Honk. I've sort of got to go with it, right? I'm going to say, is it Erling Braut Haaland?
It is indeed, yes. Somehow, it is him. So this is a big question. Last question of the quiz. Jordan can either win it 6-4 or Mr. McCready can come back 5-all. Are you ready?
Ready.
Which Tottenham Hotspur player scored twice when they visited Everton away?
Remote. Oh, Van de Ven.
When you played Everton away? Oh, my word.
I mean, Jordan said it, but he didn't. He answered before I finished the question, so...
I thought you were talking about last night.
Everton. Oh, goodness me. Madison's been out injured. I want to say...
Think of them attackers.
I won't be thinking of them attackers then.
Jordan has said it already.
Yeah,
it's not Romero, is it?
No, it's Mickey Van de Ven.
Yeah.
No! No!
Fantastic.
6-4 Jordan, and he does indeed win the quiz. Congratulations.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. Say thanks to my mum. I wouldn't have done it without her.
Well, I mean, look, Jordan, that for me has wrapped up what's been a very fun evening.
Fantastic.
Hope you've enjoyed.
Good. Yeah, I've loved it. I'm, first. This is my first live on the personal account. So
well, it's one of my first. Usually, I get a load of hate, which I've actually not received tonight, which is always a nice thing.
Yeah,
that's good. And happy to do this again at another evening. I don't mind.
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
For sure. I could talk about football all day. So
same here. Let's sort it out. Obviously, we're going to try and settle down like a weekly Wednesday show. I'm free a lot of the evenings. I mean, I'm more than happy to slot in a Jordan Gibbs podcast. Like, no way am I going to say no to that. So I'm happy to do that. Any other club you'd like to speak about, or just a general chat?
I can talk. I know a bit about most teams, especially Prem wise. I watch enough of it that I could hold a good conversation. I think about it. So
cool. And is there any updates on this Liverpool game?
It's 1-1 with a minute to go, and Sunderland just missed a 1-on-1. He was 1-on-1 from the edge of the centre circle, tried to take it round the goalie and fell over.
Oh my word! Embarrassing. That's embarrassing. John, what we'll do though is we will upload this to YouTube if I can get the live replay.
Yeah.
And I might. It depends on how Harry is, because obviously if Harry's, for me, he's like a box here, right? So if Harry's not a box here, then I can Oakley clip it and try and get some clips out of it as well. But hey, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate it.
Really good.
Hey,
really
no
good.
problem at all. Thanks for the invite.
No worries. I'll speak to you soon. All right.
Cheers, lads. Good to see you.
Brilliant.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.